लाइव फ्रॉम आर इस्लामाबाद स्टूडियोज़। यहाँ पे काफ़ी ठंड है और ख़ास तौर पे कराची वालों को तो बहुत ही ठंड लगती है। लेकिन ये भी आपको बताती चलूँ कि इस वक्त महकमा मौसमियात का कहना है कि 5 दिसंबर के बाद कराची में भी सर्द हवाएं चलनी शुरू होंगी। कराची वाले यूजली इसको कहते हैं कोयटा की हवा पहुँच गई है। तो जी अब आपका वो जो माइल्ड विंटर था या जो आप एक दूसरे से सवाल कर रहे थे कि सर्दियाँ कहाँ हैं, कराची में सर्दी क्यों नहीं आई है, दैट इज़ अबाउट टू चेंज। लेकिन एक चीज़ जो अनफॉर्चुनेटली नहीं बदली है वो है इज़राइल की बर्बरियत। जो भी हमने उम्मीदें लगाई थी कि सीज़ फायर हो रहा है, यरगमालियों का अगर आपस में एक्सचेंज किया जा रहा है तो उसके बाद सूरत हाल बेहतरी की तरफ जाएगी। लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली ऐसा लगता है कि सूरत हाल मज़ीद अबतर होती चली जा रही है। फ़लस्तीन से रिपोर्ट करने वाले बहुत सारे जो जर्नलिस्ट हैं या जिनके अकाउंट्स को फॉलो करके एटलीस्ट हमें पता लगता था कि वहाँ पे ज़मीनी हक़ाइक़ क्या हैं, वहाँ पे एग्जैक्टली हो क्या रहा है, उन्होंने एक तरह से साइन ऑफ करना शुरू कर दिया है। अब उनकी भी उम्मीद टूटने लगी है। जो उम्मीदें उन्होंने दुनिया से वाबस्ता की थी कि शायद हालात बदल जाएंगे, दुनिया अक़वाम आलम के सरबराहान उनकी मदद को पहुँचेंगे, इंसानी हुकूक़ की बात की जाएगी, अब उनको ऐसा लगता है कि दिस इज़ जस्ट अ मैटर ऑफ डेज़ व्हेन एवरीबडी विल बी किल्ड। उनका कहना ये है कि इस वक्त ज़मीनी सूरत हाल ये है कि जो गज़ा की पट्टी में मिडल एरिया में लोग फंसे हुए हैं, नॉर्थ और साउथ दोनों तरफ से घेर लिया गया है। टैंक्स वहाँ पे पहुँच चुके हैं। इसके अलावा 50 फ़लस्तीनी, सिर्फ ये जो दोबारा सीज़ फायर ख़त्म हुआ है, जो ये मुद्दत बीच में थोड़ा वक्फ़ा लिया गया था, उसके बाद जब से दोबारा शुरू हुई है तो हम देख सकते हैं 50 फ़लस्तीनी शहीद हुए हैं। 2 स्कूलों पे बमबारी की जा रही है और सूरत हाल मज़ीद बिगड़ रही है। लेट्स फाइंड आउट। और अगर सिर्फ 24 घंटों की बात की जाए तो 700 से ज़्यादा फ़लस्तीनियों को शहीद कर दिया गया है। इस वक्त हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं नादिर अल तुर्क, डेप्यूटी हेड ऑफ मिशन है ऑफ द एम्बेसी ऑफ द स्टेट ऑफ पैलेस्टाइन टू पाकिस्तान। थैंक यू वेरी मच मिस्टर नादिर फॉर बीइंग हियर विद अस। कैन यू ऑल्सो अप्राइज अस ऑफ द सिचुएशन ऑन ग्राउंड? द वर्ल्ड हैड हाई होप्स दैट पोस्ट द सीज़ फायर थिंग्स परहैप्स विल improve for the people of Gaza, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Can you let us know what's happening there right now?
Assalamu alaikum, sister. How are you? Thanks a lot for giving me the honor to be your guest this morning. Good morning, Pakistan. Good morning to the world. Good morning, Palestine. Actually, until now, ceasefire, it is a dream we are looking to getting soon, inshallah. But still, the Israelis making troubles because our freedom fighters decide that to release more prisoners from their side, they need to release with agreement with all of prisoners between Palestinian hands. In the other hand, the Israelis need to release all the Palestinian prisoners between their hands. We speak about 150 between Palestinian freedom fighters. In the other hand, the Israelis have about more than 8,000 Palestinian prisoners. This is the only solution to get ceasefire, but this need to be agreement. But ceasefire, actually, it is good, but it is not the solution because we are facing many wars created by Israelis against Gaza before that, 2008, 2012, 2014.
It is perhaps the first step.
We need to have a political horizon open to getting a peace resolution for the situation, the conflict in Palestine, by establishing independent state of Palestine with Israel as its capital, getting the opportunity to Palestinian refugees to have the right of return according to 194 resolution. They are suffering and waiting since 1948 until now. This is the only option. But ceasefire is good,
Mr. Al
but not good enough.
Please tell me, the United Nations announced the 29th of November as a day for showing solidarity with the people of Palestine. What significance does this day have, and are you happy, are you satisfied with the way United Nations has been raising its voice, especially in relation to the present day conflict?
Just to explain, this day actually is not one day. It is 3 days in one day. First day is the 29 November 1947, when the United Nations decide over the rule and break the historical right of the Palestinians by creating 2 states in the homeland of Palestinians by giving the Israelis, Zionists, 56% of Palestinian territories and give the Palestinians only 43% of their own homeland since 12,000 years. This harmful and unacceptable resolution by United Nations in that time, the United Nations was under the control of the colonialism countries who was occupied most of the world. So they getting this resolution. In 1977, many of the countries was occupied and that gave freedom and independence. So they have the majority in the General Assembly of United Nations. They decide to make this sad day for Palestinians to become an international solidarity day for Palestinian people around the world. 1977. 2012, the third day when our leadership succeed by the support of all our friends and brothers countries around the world by making Palestine a member of the United Nations in 2012. So it is 3 days in one day. Start with sadness, getting solidarity, and inshallah going to lead us for independence and freedom.
Absolutely. Mr. Nadir al Turk, just drawing from your initial remarks, as I also reported, some of the reporters on ground in Gaza right now, they're sounding increasingly hopeless in their latest posts. They feel that there is no hope and it's only a matter of days before, more havoc will be created, more people will continue to die, and they're almost signing it off as if they see it to be inevitable. Whereas I do sense a little bit of optimism in your voice. Do you still find that there is hope, or are you also feeling very dejected and very pessimistic at this point in time?
First of all, I'm Muslim. I'm believer of Allah. So as long as we are believing Allah, there is hope. Because who creates this world, He has His mysterious and wise ways to lead it to the safety and peace. This is what I believe as a believer. Second, the Israelis, they have their own plans as occupied power, and we see the history, we read the history. Occupation never won. Americans occupied Iraq, Afghanistan, after that they ran away. Many other countries in the history occupied other people's land, and after that the occupation is the end. So Palestine one day, sooner or later, going to be free, independence, and going to be raising the flag of Palestine, not only as a sample for Palestinian people, it's going to be the sample for all the humanity, freedom fighters, human rights defenders. This is what that's why making me optimistic. This is first. Second, the Israelis right now,
the global media,
Palestinian people out of their homes in Gaza to make them refugees again for the second time since 1948 until now. They do pressure too much over Egyptian leadership, over the other countries to accept that. Americans are actually partners with Israelis. I speak about Americans leaders, not speaking about American people, because the situation is completely different. So Americans, British leadership, and many European countries are involved in supporting blindly Israelis in their plan to destroy any hope for the Palestinians to become independent, and they are supporting genocide, human war crimes against Palestinians, which has happened in Gaza and West Bank. So we wait and see. Our people will refuse to leave their homes, and let's see who's going to win, the power of occupation or our Palestinian people.
Yes. Yesterday, the global media, I mean, for a couple of days has been talking about how the freedom fighters, the Hamas, have also targeted one of the US warships, and they are dubbing it to be a big escalation in the conflict. Can you also please apprise us, how are the Hamas and the freedom fighters striking back? Do you think Israel and their soldiers and their forces are also suffering?
Sister, just to be clear, this may be a misunderstanding.
Yes.
The rocket who attacked, or was almost going to attack warship of Americans, it was near Yemen. in Red Sea. There was actually attack by drone. One of Israel's ship tried to cross the canal there to go to Israel's territory, to Israel, by equipments and weapons. So they attack it, and the Americans' warship come and try to survive it. And was, I think, 3 or 4 attacks in that yesterday against the Israeli ships in the Red Sea. Americans are there trying to support Israelis, but we don't know what the coming days going to bring, because the situation is very complicated. Right now there is war in Ukraine, and who knows what's going to be in the
My last question to you would be, do you see this conflict escalating, and do you see it spreading to other Arab countries and neighboring countries? Do you feel that there will be de-escalation, or do you think this conflict is going to escalate to other parts, to other countries as well?
We are humans. Until now, our wise and minds control our leaders, our people. But as long as we speak right now in Palestine, there is about 16,000 shaheed, more than 42,000 injured, almost Gaza, all complete of Gaza damaged. So we don't know when our leaders, when our people going to be out of their mind and going to involve to support their brothers and sisters in Gaza. So all the doors are open, and Israelis actually create comprehensive war, not against only Palestine, against all Muslim Ummah, against all the world, because their plans actually not only to occupy Gaza, succeed in transfer people of Gaza outside Gaza. The next step going to be transfer people, Palestinian people who are living in West Bank out of West Bank. Third step going to be Damish Aqsa Masjid, to build their Jewish temple there. If they succeed in these 3 steps, the first step going to be build the great Israel state from the river of Nile River in Egypt to Furat River in Turkey, Iraq, Syria, which means they're going to occupy whole of Jordan, whole of Lebanon, 40% of Syria, 40% of Egypt, 40% of Iraq, 35% of Saudi Arabia, and etc., 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 which means it's going to be occupation for many of our region countries, which means to end all this criminal plans start from end the war in Gaza. So all the humanity, all the Muslim Ummah need to be involved to make a pressure over American, British, Western countries, Israelis to end this criminal war.
Which unfortunately till date seems to be missing. The Muslim Ummah, the Muslim countries, they've met several times. They have yet to agree on how to move forward on this conflict. Interestingly, there's also the COP28 happening and about 200 different heads of state are currently present in the UAE. There are no bilateral talks, at least that is reported in media, and the agenda seems to be set on sustainability and on the future of the earth. But of course, the conflict is very much alive and ripe. Thank you so much. We had Mr. Nadir al Turk, who's the Deputy Head of Mission with the Embassy of the State of Palestine to Pakistan. Thank you for updating us. We can only offer our best wishes and our heartfelt condolences on the kind of tragedy that Palestine is facing at this moment. But just like you mentioned, as Muslims, we have faith that good things will unfold and there will be help from the divine that is going to come for the people of Palestine. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.